Okay, so we're on page 200 in your book. Make sure you are also on page 200 in your book. This is 3.6 problem 3. So everything in black right here is what you're given. And I went ahead and I labeled my y1 and my x1, and then over here my x2 and my y2, and we're going to plug those into this equation right here that you should have memorized. If you flip back a page, right over here I wrote down an abbreviation of the steps, so if you're someone that likes to use steps or you would like to jot those down in your notes, feel free. So I went ahead and I plugged in my values. So I did my y2 minus my y1 over my x2 minus my x1. And these are both negative, so we're going to keep the sign and we're going to add them. So we're going to get negative 23 over negative 46. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we want to simplify. And then 23 and 46 becomes 1/2. So step one we just did. We figured out what our slope was. After we figure out what our slope is, we're going to use that slope, this is our m, and we're going to take it and we're going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. And we're also going to pick one of our points. Again, it doesn't matter if I want to pick these points or if I want to pick these points. I'm going to pick these because they're smaller numbers and they are not negative. So I'm going to start in whatever my y is. So my y is 15. So 15 equals my m, which is our slope we just found, so 1/2. And this is going to be multiplied by my x. So I put parentheses if you want to put a dot in between them or a multiplication sign, as long as you realize that those two later on are going to be multiplied. And then we're going to put plus b because we have to figure out what our y-intercept is and we don't know it. And then you're going to solve. So I'm going to take 7 times 1/2, which I'm going to do decimal, is going to be 3.5. And then after that, I'm going to put an equal sign, and then I'm going to have 15, bring that down, and I'm going to bring down my b. Next, I want to get my b alone. So I have to subtract 3.5 from both sides of my equation. So what I do to one side of my equation, I have to do to the other. I'm going to bring it up here because I ran out of room. So on this side of my equal sign, now all I have is a b because these cancel. And then I'm going to do 15 minus my 3.5 is going to give me 11.5. So now I have my b. So I have my m and I have my b. And if you look, this last step says substitute my m and my b into your y equals mx plus b. So your final answer for this type of problem is going to be y equals 1/2 x, because your slope is always by your x, plus 11.5. So this right here would be your final answer. Now looking at number 2, we do the exact same steps. So this time it just has bigger numbers. Don't let that scare you. So number 1, we start and we figure out what our slope is. So x, y, x, y. So we'll pick again these as our 1s, these as our 2s. Could have been the opposite way, doesn't matter. We're going to do our y2 minus our y1. So 836 minus 956 over our 249 minus 429. And then we're going to have to simplify this. And if you'll notice, our top is going to be negative because this is a bigger number, and our bottom is going to be negative. So we're going to get 120 on the top and 180 on the bottom. And again, we need to reduce this. So negative divided by negative is again a positive, and it's going to be 2/3 if you reduce this all the way down. After we have this, this is our m, it is our slope. We then have to use our slope we just found and one point, doesn't matter, pick a point. We will pick this one this time just to change it up, and we're going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. So this is my y, so I'm going to put 836 equal to my m that I just found, which was 2/3, and I'm going to multiply that by my x, which is 249, and then I'm going to put plus b because that's what we're solving for. We're going to multiply out right here, and we're going to get 166, bring down our b, bring down our 836, and then one last step, we have to get b alone. Currently 166 is being added to b, so we have to do the opposite of that, which would be subtracting 166. What we do to one side of our equal sign, we have to do to the other. Bring down your equal sign, those cancel. All we have on the right here is b, And then when you do this right here, you are going to get 670. Then the last step, we just have to plug these values that we just solved into y equals mx plus b. So y equals our m, which was 2/3, x plus our 670. So this would be your final answer for number 2. So make sure you have all of this down in your book, and then go ahead and pause the video. We want you to try number 3 and number 4 on your own. So pause the video, try those on your own, and then we will write the answer down so you can check yourself and make sure you got it right. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video. The answer to number 3 that you should have gotten was y equals 9x minus 35. And the answer to number 4 that you should have gotten is y equals negative 8x plus 36.